Mana or Decentraland, a popular gaming metaverse coin that did very well in the later stages of the 2021 bull market, particularly when Facebook rebranded to Metaverse, currently 95% down from all-time highs. So in this video, I'm going to be looking at some potential price targets for both the downside and the upside, where I would like to have my bags packed if I was an investor in this project, bullish signals to watch out for, TP areas for both the USDT and BTC pairs, and also why it's so important to be taking profits along the way. At the end of the video, I will also go over the relationship between ALT-BTC pairs, ETHBTC and Bitcoin dominance. So if you're not too sure on what that is, stick around for that quick explanation at the end. And before we get into the charts, if you've been following this channel for a couple of weeks, you'll know this already. However, why there's a 5 to 50k in the title and why we've got an LC trading challenge in the watch list. If you join the dots together, it's because I am running a 5k to 50k trading challenge on our Learning Crypto Premium. So if you want to follow along with that, follow the link in the description below. Check out Premium. We've got a free trial, so if you like what you see, stick around, and if not, you can cancel at any time. And Mana is one of the 5 pairs that I will be using in that 5 to 50k challenge. So I've already covered, this will be the 4th pair, so I've already covered ADA, AVAX and Sol. Today is Mana, and then next week I will be doing a video on Rose. So if you want to check out those videos that I've already done, of course they're on the channel, and stick around next week for Rose. Hit subscribe and you won't miss it. So let's jump into the charts then. Mana USDT to start. So as I say, 95% down from all-time high. Let's zoom in a little bit. We're on the high time frames, we're on the weekly time frame, and as you can see, we've got this very nice clean range that I've drawn out here. So range high at 73 cents, range low at 7.5 cents, and then a mid-range coming in at around 42 cents. And you can see it's a clear level of previous support and resistance in the past. So nice clean range. So first off, where would I like to have my bags packed if I were an investor in the project? So not saying, not telling anyone to do anything with their money, of course, not financial advice, strictly from hypothetical, and obviously during the trading challenge, I want my bags packed fully before we break out this range at 73 cents. So as you can see, we've got this range high. We had a little deviation back here at the in January at the beginning of the year, and then got back inside. It's very rare that you get double deviations of a range, so I think the next time we break 73 cents we will be off to the races, and we will probably accelerate out of there quite quickly. So I don't want to be scrambling around trying to fill my positions once we've broken out of this range high. So I want to have my bags fully packed by then, and to be fair, it's quite a way off anyway, so I'm more than likely going to have most of my bags packed by the time we even get to the mid-range. So I am looking at buying anywhere between here and the weekly range low, and as far as basically once we get over the top of this weekly mid-range, again, I probably want my bags packed by then. We may cut around, you know, they say don't diddle in the middle with the range. We may chop around here for a little while, but that's fine by me. I think anywhere between, as I say, 42 cents, which is the mid-range, and 7 cents is a really good price target. So if we just take a quick look at what that would be in terms of returns today. So let's just say we entered here, a return to all-time highs from the current price is a whopping 1900%, so almost a 20x on your money, which is crazy. So will the metaverse and gaming narrative get played out again? We'll have to wait and see. There's no guarantee. However, if it does, I'm sure Decentraland Mana will do very well. So as I say, don't need to go all in here, but it's definitely, we could easily go lower. Will we get down to this weekly range low? Probably unlikely. However, the closer we get, obviously, the better bang for your buck you're getting. And personally, whilst yes, we are in a clear downtrend, we could go lower. Personally, we are much closer to the bottom than we are the top, as I've just demonstrated. So it wouldn't hurt to start thinking about filling those bags, dollar cost averaging in, because as we've seen today, you know, Bitcoin, if just quickly look at Bitcoin, what's happened over the past couple of weeks. We were at 25k, and within 2 weeks we're now back at 30k. So things can turn very quick in the crypto market. So you don't want to be caught, you know, without the exposure that you really want. So onto the TPs then. Where would I be looking to take profit if I were invested? So as I say, once we break out this 73 cents range high, my first TP I would be looking at which I've already got marked out for you, is this level here at around just over $1. You could probably front run a little bit, go for that dollar mark, but if we take a look at the charts, clear level of support and resistance. In fact, if we drag that out a little bit, you can see clear level of support and resistance all the way back in March 2021 and throughout. So that $1.10, really nice level for taking some profits. And if we just take a quick look at what that would be in terms of returns from the current day prices to that first TP, that is a 282% return, which is fantastic. Next TP, just here, this previous support from Jan 2022 and flipped to resistance here in April 22, and that is around $2.10. So from current day prices up to that next TP is a 600% return, which is crazy. Next TP, slightly higher at $2.88. As you can see, clear level of support and resistance again, all the way. So October 21, it was resistance, then it flipped to support in November, then in January 22, and then it flipped to resistance again in February 22, and also in March 2022. So again, from current day prices back to this level, you're looking at 900%, almost a 10x to $2.87. A couple more then, we've got another TP here at $3.88. So again, all these wicks up here and this solid level of resistance in December 2021 before we took another leg down. Again, from current day prices up to that point, you're looking at a 1,250% return. And then finally, the last two, pretty obvious, all-time highs. So the top of these weekly candle closes, which marked the sort of double top, if you like, on November 2021, which was the top of the market. Again, from current day prices, looking at 1,600% return. And then finally, the absolute all-time highs, which, as we looked at before, is almost a 20x, coming in at 1925%. Now, as I've said in previous videos, you want to be making sure you take profits along the way. Don't let the greed get to you, because as we've seen in previous cycles, Bitcoin itself likes to do 30% pullbacks, and in the last cycle we had that massive 50% retracement back in May 2021, where a lot of people were caught off guard, hadn't taken any profits, and suddenly their portfolio dropped 50% overnight. So you don't want to be caught up in that. That's why I'm going over these TP areas. And even if you were to take 10% at each of these TP areas, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, that's 60% you've taken out. You've still got 40% of your bag to run to all-time highs. So you're still going to make huge profits, especially if you're buying anywhere between here and the weekly range low at 7 cents. So don't be greedy, take profits along the way, and you can do multiple things with that. You don't go broke taking profits. You can either reinvest as we get a pullback and come into support. So say we come all the way up to $2.83, we might then pull back to $2. You can reinvest the profits you've taken at $2.83 and then build your position, or move it into another project that you like the look of, or simply just withdraw it to your bank and actually use it as real money, because there's a big psychological difference between the monopoly money you have in the market and then actual money in your bank that you can use for day-to-day stuff, treating yourself, all that good stuff. So make sure you're taking profits in this next cycle. Don't be that person that holds out for all-time highs and they never come. And that's another thing I want to point out as well. We might not get back to all-time highs, so don't take it as a given that we're going to get there. Hanging on for $6, we may top out at sort of $3 or $4 and come back down. So it's not always a guarantee that you're going to get back to all-time highs. So take profits along the way. Next then, let's take a look at MANA in the BTC pair. So slightly different, we're on the monthly time frame here, and as you can see, I've got this big range marked out. So range low at 130 sats, range high at 2,792, and then we've got the mid range coming at 1,400 sats. And then what you can do is break these ranges down again. So the mid range becomes the range high, and where the range low remains the range low. And you can see the mid range coming in at around 700, 800 sats, and that's represented by this clear level of support and resistance that I've marked out in the dotted line. And then again, you take the top half of the range, divide that, make its own range. So again, the monthly mid-range becomes the range low of that top range, and the monthly mid-range comes in at around 2,000 sats, which again highlighted by this clear level of support and resistance of the dotted line. So again, where do I want my bags packed? I would want my bags packed by the time we hit this overall monthly mid-range at 1,400 sats. I think once we break above that, break into this higher or upper range, then things could fly quite quickly. So I'm really looking at dollar cost averaging anywhere between here and the monthly range of 130 sats. Again, are we going to hit 130 sats? It's pretty unlikely. However, the lower we go, the better bang for your buck you're going to get. And as I say, you're not going to be able to time the bottom. So don't try. Start looking at dollar cost averaging in because you don't want to be caught out, like I say, with price moves like we've seen today, and you're flapping and trying to get allocation. So as I say, let's have a look at what a return to all-time highs would look like from here. Almost a 10x, 950%. So as I say, we are much closer to the bottom than we are the top. So don't be afraid to start dollar cost averaging in. Let's take a look at TPs then. We'll break it down to the weekly, just for a bit more detail. Now I'm going to zoom in because we don't really need to see what happened back in 18 and 19. So we're just going to zoom in a little bit. So it goes from about 2021 onwards. So you can just see the chart a little bit clearer. So let's go for first TP. I believe it's this one. There we go. So my first TP would be at that monthly range high of 2,792 sats. Of course, we could easily reject off this monthly range high and bounce around a little bit. So I'd like to take some profits in there before we break out. And again, let's just take a look at the profits from current day up to that monthly range high. It's 185%, because even up to there, it's a 2x on your Bitcoin. It's still a very happy return. So definitely want to take some profits off the table there. Next one would be at this previous support area from October, November 21, which then flipped to resistance in June and July of 2022. And that's at about 4,500 sats. Let's quickly take a look at that. That's a 363% return from current day prices. Next TP for me would be up here at just under 6,000 sats, about 5,900. Again, clear level of resistance October and November 21, support in January 22, and then flip to resistance again in April, March 2022. Again, from current day prices up to that TP, 500%, which is fantastic. Last two TPs, again, probably pretty obvious. All these weekly wicks here at 7,800 sats, which was a heavy level of resistance. Let's just have a look at what that is. A return to those levels is about 700%. And then finally, the all-time highs, these weekly candle closures up here at around 9,000 sats, which we managed to push through in November. And again, that is a return of 800%. Now, all these levels I've gone through, both the USDT and the BTC pairs, are obviously completely up to you where you take these profits, but I'm just highlighting and displaying to you where I would be looking to take profits based on key levels of the charts. It's completely up to you where you decide to take them. But I'd say the main point is take those profits, because no one goes broke taking profits, and you can then utilize those profits with however you wish. But don't be that person that holds out for all-time highs that don't come. The example I like to use is ADABTC or Cardano. If you want to check out this video, as I say, it's on the channel. But if we take a look at the ADABTC chart, 2018 it topped out at 8,700 sats. In the last cycle it only topped out at 6,200 sats. So again, there's no guarantee that it gets all-time highs. It clearly blasted through USDT all-time highs by going above and beyond. I think the 2017-2018 all-time highs were around $1.20, $1.30, and this 2020-2021 cycle got to $3. So it can blast through all-time highs in USDT pairs, but maybe not in the BTC pairs. So as I say, take profits along the way and you won't be disappointed. Finally then, quickly go over the relationship between all BTC pairs, ETHBTC and the Bitcoin dominance. So ETHBTC is usually used as a good barometer of strength of the altcoins against BTC. So normally what happens in a cycle is that money goes into BTC, that money then rotates into ETH, the higher cap alts, and then into the lower cap, mid cap, and then lower cap alts. So strength shown in ETH is usually reflected in altcoins. So when ETH is stronger than Bitcoin, alts generally having a good time, and you can use altcoins to grow your Bitcoin. As I've just demonstrated, you buy altcoins with your BTC, and then that altcoin grows stronger against BTC, and you can then cash out into BTC. So using ETHBTC as a good tool for measuring strength of altcoins versus BTC, as you can see, we are approaching this monthly range low on ETHBTC. Now, do we bounce here or do we break lower? If we do break lower, then I think this monthly level here is a really good target, 0.04. Clear level of resistance that was never retested as support once it broke above it in April 21. So could we see a return to this sort of 2018, 2019, and even 2020 range high potentially? We take a look at the weekly, looking very, very weak. As you can see, this bearish trend line has been holding strong ever since, well, basically throughout the year. So as I say, we've got this key area of demand currently at 0.053. These weekly wicks down here and the monthly range low. Will we see a bounce or will we see it break through? There's not a lot of support down here either, so we could see quite a fast move if and when it happens. And if we take a look at Bitcoin dominance, so as you can imagine, if Bitcoin dominance is rising, that means that the money is going out of alts and into BTC. As you can see, it's looking to break this 52% monthly level of resistance. Could see it come all the way up to this 57% area here, which I believe would signal or be the catalyst to see ETHBTC drop down towards that 0.04 area. So something to watch out for. But as I say, we are much closer to the bottom than the top. So don't be afraid to start dollar cost averaging in or making plans for buying altcoins. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like and be sure to subscribe so you can watch more and follow along with the trading challenge, which I will be doing updates on YouTube, but obviously all the actual entries and the take profits, etc., will be on videos on the Learning Crypto Premium. So if you want the full access, as I say, follow the link below and check it out. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you for the next one for some analysis on Rose, both in USDT and the BTC pairs.